Welcome. Welcome to the Sunday activation call for Awakened Medicine, which I host in my community and school. You may be coming here from the Awakened Medicine Circle in school. Perhaps you're coming from Facebook or Instagram. But I welcome you here today. And today I want to have a very special conversation with you. As with all my activation calls, we're going to go through an experience together. And at the end of the experience, I trust that something will shift for you, as they typically do on these activation calls. So welcome. If you're here, say hello in the comments. I'm going to read all of them. Activation calls are not Q&As, but I still like to know who's here, where you're coming in from. Maybe type in the comments what state or country you're listening from today. So find a quiet place, find somewhere where you can be fully present with me, and tune out the distractions. And let us begin. I want to start by bringing up a sensitive topic, but being very honest with it. Because what we're talking about today, I am feeling and experiencing too. Many of you are feeling and have shared with me in our visits and interactions this swing between a sense of doom and maybe a little bit of hope, and not really knowing where we're heading as a society in the world. You read something on your phone, you see it in the news, and for a moment you think, oh, maybe things are going to be better, maybe we are going to be okay. And then the next headline hits and you're back in the dark. And you start to wonder if hope itself is just another thing that will be taken from you. For me, there's a deep sense of disappointment that's accumulating. Disappointment with us as humans. And it's not just one thing, it is a layering of things, each one adding to the weight that you didn't ask to carry. There is some rage, the kind that sits slow and hot and has nowhere clean to go. Because screaming into a comment section doesn't release it. Joining everyone else's rage doesn't release it. Arguing with strangers online doesn't release it. All of these actions simply seem to feed it or give you this temporary sense of maybe you did something, but you actually feel worse. And there's this desire to just run away that keeps coming up, genuinely. To find somewhere quiet and far away and to just disappear from all of it for a while. How many of you feel that? Tell me in the comments. To stop being a person who has to know about this, right? To stop being a person who feels this much, perhaps. And underneath all of it, something I think we don't say out loud enough is a questioning of who we even are as humans. What are we actually doing here? What does it mean to be a person of conscience in a world that seems to keep choosing cruelty? Whether the things we believed about humanity, about goodness, about progress, about each other, were really ever true. And these questions are not small ones to carry, but they buzz within all of us, at least all of us who are listening. And I want you to know, before we go anywhere today, that I'm not going to hand you a list of coping strategies. I'm not going to tell you to drink more water and go outside. Those things are good, but that's not going to be what we're talking about today. I brought you here because I believe that you deserve something deeper than that. This is not an intellectual conversation, and we are not here to debate. We're not here to talk about politics or assign blame or add more weight to what you're already carrying. We are here simply for your nervous system and your spirit. And your nervous system is where heaven or hell will live. And everything that I do in this circle is to teach your nervous system to choose heaven. And this is what we are attending to today, and nothing else. So let me tell you what I've been seeing in my patients, in my community, also in myself. The way it manifests sometimes could be that sleep won't come, or maybe sleep won't end. Headaches, tightness in your chest that feels like this low-grade dread that you wake up with before you've even checked your phone. Your appetite is all over the place. You're snapping at people you love and then feeling guilty about it. You're crying in the car. You're sitting down to do something simple, but then you're just staring, or maybe grabbing your phone to scroll more and see what else perhaps you may have missed. Or maybe you're trying to just listen to silly things to just distract you for a little bit. But even those trigger you in different ways. And this is what grief can look like when it has nowhere to land. This is what fear looks like when it becomes background noise. And this is what happens to a body that has been absorbing war, violence, policy, uncertainty, day after day after day through a screen. In small doses that quietly add up to something enormous. And your body does not know the difference between a threat happening in your living room and a threat happening on a screen. It processes all of it as real, as present, as now. So when you are consuming suffering on a loop, your body is living in a loop of survival. Your cortisol is rising, your muscles are bracing, your mind is scanning for the next threat before the last one has even ended. And then we wonder why we can't rest, why we can't feel joy without guilt, and why we wake up exhausted before the day even begins. You were not built to hold the pain of the entire world in one scroll session. So now I want to talk about the phone. Because we cannot have this conversation without it. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the comment sections, the share threads, the arguments and the replies. You've seen them all. We go to them. And I want you to understand something that people who built these platforms understand very well and are counting on you not to. These apps were not designed to inform you. They were not designed to connect you. They were designed deliberately, scientifically, with billions of dollars of research behind them to keep you emotionally activated for as long as possible. I'm going to say this one more time. These apps were designed to keep you emotionally activated for as long as possible. Because an activated person keeps scrolling. And a person who keeps scrolling generates revenue. And that is the entire business model. Your emotional dysregulation is the product. Your emotional dysregulation is the product. So every time you open that app, you are handing yourself over. Your attention, your nervous system, your emotional state, all of it surrendered to an algorithm that does not know your name, does not care about your healing, and has been engineered specifically to find the thing that will disturb you the most and put it directly in front of your face. It is watching you. It is listening to you. Every pause, every extra second you spend on a video, every post that makes your thumb stop moving. It is learning you not to serve you, but to hook you. And it has become very, very, very good at doing just that. Now add to that what the content itself is doing. The battle energy, the hate, the commentary. When you read a comment thread full of rage, your body absorbs that rage. And it does not stay on the screen. It actually comes through the screen and lands in your chest, your stomach, your jaw. You can feel it. And when you watch two people tearing each other apart in someone's replies, your nervous system registered that as conflict happening in your immediate environment. And so your cortisol rises and your body braces, your heart rate changes. And when you read hate directed at people who look like you, maybe who love like you, whom you relate to, who believe what you believe, something in you contracts. Something goes into protection mode and it says, you're not safe. And it's going to stay there long after you put the phone down. You carry the energy of every comment section you visited today. You carry the energy of every argument you watched play out today. And you carry the residue of every hateful thing that crossed your screen, even if you scrolled past it, even if you disagreed with it, and even if you only saw it for 2 seconds, but registered it. And think about that. You woke up this morning as yourself. Then you picked up the phone, and within minutes you had absorbed the anger of strangers, the anxiety of the algorithm, the weight of wars happening on the other side of the world, and the commentary of people who are themselves drowning in their own dysregulation and pouring it into a text box at 2 a.m. And then you tried to go about your day and you wondered why everything felt heavier than it should, why your patience was shorter, why small things made you cry. while you felt simultaneously enraged and completely empty. And don't worry, the solution is not to burn your phone. We're going to talk about the solution. So the question then becomes, now that you know what all of this is doing to you, what do we do about it? Before I fully answer that, I want to also address a reality that happens within us when we decide to look away. Because sometimes it feels like looking away from what's happening in the world is actually a betrayal. Like if you're not watching, you don't care. Or as if your pain is somehow proof that you are paying attention, that your suffering is solidarity. And I understand that. But there is a difference between being informed and being marinated in darkness. Being informed looks like I set aside some intentional time to read, to learn, to act, to give, to speak. And I show up where it matters, and then I come back to myself. Being consumed looks like I cannot sleep, I cannot pray, I cannot feel my own life anymore because I have handed my nervous system over to an algorithm that profits from my fear. The news does not need your 24-hour attention to be true. The suffering does not need you destroyed in order for you to be in solidarity with it. You can care deeply about what is happening in this world and still close your app at 8 p.m. You can grieve and still protect your nervous system. You can stay informed and still be a person who laughs today, who rests today, who feels something other than dread today. Because a person who cannot sleep, who cannot regulate, who has stopped feeling anything, cannot heal, cannot show up for their family, cannot be a resource for anyone, including themselves. So protecting your energy is actually the best thing that you can do to be of service. It is not indifference, it actually is medicine. And right now, it might be the most important medicine you take if we are going to get through this together. So I want to dive into the experience that I want to take you through. And the intention is not to take you away from the pain of this world, but actually to go underneath it, to something older than the pain, something that existed before any of this, before the algorithm, before the headlines, before the hate, before any of the names they have called you or the ways they have tried to make you small. Something that has been here since the very beginning, just waiting patiently for you to come back to it. And I call this the meditation back to the original mother. So I want you to find a comfortable position. And I want you to let your body be heavy. So uncross your arms, let your hands rest open in your lap like you are ready to receive something, and go ahead and close your eyes. And just breathe. Breathe normally, paying attention to your breath. Just keep breathing. There's nowhere that you need to be right now. There's nothing that you need to do. And go ahead and take a longer breath in through your nose for 4 seconds, and then a longer exhale for 6. You're telling your nervous system that you're safe. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. You are safe here. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to think about your mother. However that word lands for you. Whatever she was, she is, she wasn't, she isn't. Just see her face, her eyes, maybe something specific about her. And now behind her, as you watch your mother's face fade away, watch the face of your mother's mother, your grandmother, appear. See her hands, the way she moved. Something specific about her. And keep your body relaxed. Sink into your chair. And now behind her, as your grandmother's face fades away, see your grandmother's mother, a woman whose name maybe nobody living remembers anymore, but she was real. She had a body. She had fears and longings, and a particular way that she laughed. And she carried your grandmother into the world. Now we're going to keep going back. Behind her, another mother. And behind her, another mother. A woman maybe who stood in a field somewhere. A woman who crossed a border. A woman who survived something she never spoke about out loud. A woman who prayed for her children in the dark when no one was watching. Just Keep going as one face fades. See the next mother up the lineage. You don't know their faces or their names, but you will feel them. We are going much further than memory allows, further than family stories, further than any photograph or document record that exists. You will keep going to the mother and the next mother, the mother's mother. We are going through generations of women who built lives. North America, Africa, Asia, South America, Europe, perhaps Australia, New Zealand, anywhere it may be. Don't try to get into the details, simply feel as you move up the lineage. For the woman who created beauty and order and love inside systems that were designed to take everything from them. We are grateful. Keep going back across oceans, across that place that should have ended everything but didn't. Because you are here. Your presence in this moment is proof that something in your lineage refused to be extinguished. Keep going back all the way to the continent of Africa, to women in villages, kingdoms and empires, by the rivers, under skies that had never been poisoned by artificial light, to women who knew the land by name, who knew which plants healed and which ones warned, who carried medicine in their hands and in their voices and in the way they held their children. Keep going back to the mothers of the mother. West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, Great Lakes, wide open plains. Past kingdoms, past ancient cities, whose names you never learned. Further, until the land is new and the air is clean, and the world has not yet learned the wound itself. The world has not yet learned suffering until you go all the way back to her, to the original mother of humanity. I want you to see her. The love she carries for you. How proud she is of you. Taking a big deep breath. 4 seconds in. 6 seconds out. Really pulling that exhale. I have been waiting for you. I knew you before your name existed, before your nation existed. I held you in the first dream I ever dreamed. And I did not know your face yet. But I felt the shape of you. Specific weight of you. The light that you would carry into a world that would need it desperately. You are my wildest dream. You, sitting wherever you are right now, exhausted, grieving, swinging, questioning whether humanity is even worth believing in anymore. You are the answer to a prayer I prayed in a language that existed before language. Before anyone told you that you were not enough, I decided you were exactly enough. Before anyone made you question your worth, I already knew it. And before the world showed you its cruelty, I dreamed you into existence anyway. Because I knew what you would carry. I knew what you would become. And let me tell you what I know. I know that this world, the one that feels so broken right now, is not the final word. I have seen empires rise. I have watched every single one of them fall. Every system that was built on the diminishment of human life has eventually collapsed under the weight of its own cruelty. Every single one. I know that parts of you that grieves the suffering of strangers. It is your oldest inheritance. We have always known that the pain of one is the pain of all. Your sensitivity is not the problem. It is the medicine. The world does not need more people who have stopped feeling. It needs people like you who feel everything and choose to stay anyway. I prayed for someone who could hold grief and still move forward. For someone who could feel the rage and not be consumed by it. Children who would choose hope anyway, not because it is easy, but because they understood that hope is an act of profound defiance. I prayed for you. And I want you to feel into the world that I dreamed before you arrived. A world where your children are not afraid of the people sworn to protect them. A world where healing is not a luxury reserved for those who can afford it. A world where your body is peace, not a battleground, not a question. A world where you wake up in the morning and the first feeling is possibility. Feel into that now. Imagine what would it mean to live in such a world? The quiet, unshakable knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. I dreamed that world before I dreamed you. So when the noise tries to tell you that darkness is winning, come back here. Come back to this place, to this lineage, to the undeniable fact that you are the living proof that we have survived so much more before this. Everything that they once believed would end us. You are not simply alive. You are the fulfillment of 10,000 prayers. I love you the way only a mother who has waited this long can love. Without condition, without limit, without any requirement that you be anything or anywhere different than where you are right now. Across every ocean and every century that stretches between us, I have never stopped knowing your name. You are mine, and I am yours. And nothing, not a single empire, not a single algorithm, not a single headline, not a single moment of doubt has ever changed that. And nothing ever will. I want you to give yourself a big hug. A hug from the original mother. And slowly come back to the room and open your eyes and feel your body in the room. Notice the vibrant colors around you. Take a long breath in, and as you inhale, bring something from her back with you. Something that belongs to you now and cannot be taken. There is ancient memory that lives in your cells that knows the original mother. I have worked with her and felt her, and there's healing that's held. When you go up your lineage and work with your ancestors, especially when you go all the way back to the original African woman who birthed us all, for her love for all of us is the medicine that holds what we are all reaching for. And it is yours now. She is always available to you, not just in meditation, not just on a Sunday afternoon, but even in the moments when your feed gets too loud, you can put it down. And I invite you to try reaching for your phone with intention and purpose, and schedule the times that you would like to simply check in and see what's going on. And set an alarm where you will put your phone down. And as you are experiencing and seeing what comes up on your phone, I want you to always put it through the filter of the original mother that you just experienced. The knowing. The knowing that all empires not rooted in love must fall. So I hope that the session was helpful for you, and that you perhaps came in with a storm and are leaving with something older and steadier than the storm. Something that has survived everything, because you are proof of that. Something that knows your name. I want to thank you again for being here today with me. And I want to say how much I love you. And I'll see you on our next Awaken Medicine call.